Um, but can you first just give like a brief overview for those who may not be familiar? What are the Dead Sea Scrolls and why are they significant?
Sure. So the Dead Sea Scrolls, to state it very quickly, are the remains of a Jewish monastic library from a what was essentially a Jewish monastery that flourished on the shores of the Dead Sea, beginning about 150 BC and then ending around the year 70 when the temple in Jerusalem were destroyed. And why are they significant? They're significant for a number of reasons. I'll name probably the two top reasons. First of all, the scrolls include our oldest complete copies of biblical books. So the oldest complete copy of Isaiah is contained in the Dead Sea Scrolls, and so that is, absolutely fascinating, as well as partial copies of dozens and dozens of biblical books from very ancient times. So basically, our oldest copies of the Old Testament are there. And secondly, with regard so that's their relevance to the Old Testament. It's the oldest text of the Old Testament that we have. And then with respect to the New Testament, the Dead Sea Scrolls give us a privileged witness to the culture and worldview of Jews that were contemporaries with Jesus. The scrolls were physically copied and written, and in some cases composed, contemporary with the lifetime of Jesus and the ministry of the apostles. And of course, we have other documents from this time period, but when we're talking about the scrolls, the actual physical copies were written, in the first century AD. So you can't dispute their age, you can't dispute their antiquity. We absolutely know that these were, physically written in some cases when Jesus was alive, and so they give us, as I said, a special portrait into the thought and the life and how Jewish contemporaries of our Lord viewed the world. And then when we compare that with the Gospels and the epistles, a lot of details that we otherwise wouldn't notice or would not know what to do with suddenly come to life and take on color, because we realize, oh, this little detail or this little incident from the Gospels actually has meaning in the culture of those days.
Thank you.